welcome to Idle Chat with the Wait What podcast. How are we all doing, guys?
Caught me in the act then. Didn't know who was going to start then. So I'm having a bit of a relaxed kind of stance on the YouTube today. How we doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man.
Cool. Oh man, what's up with the blank other screen? Where's the other guy?
I think he may be eating, maybe having a wank. Don't know.
Complex is what he is. And that's what we can call it.
Suck your mum.
There he is. Okay.
I'm eating. I had a rushed evening. I hadn't had a chance to finish eating.
You had a rushed evening.
Listen, shut up, bruv. You drive, all right?
True, I do, but I didn't. Like.
You finish work at 6. Takes 45 minutes to get home. It's 8 o'clock.
I finished work at 5:30 because of all the train strikes. Because of all the train strikes. I tell you what, let me go on a rant about the RMT, whatever it is. All right? Yeah, this is what. No, it's all right, actually. It wouldn't be bad. Anyway.
Fuck RMT.
You can let us know how the strikes have affected you on our Twitter at Wait What Pod Trio. I'm tired, man. Wait What Pod Trio at Wait What Pod Trio. Check it out on the Twitter. And if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a subscribe. Go on the red button and give us a subscribe.
And like it.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this in the audio version on our normal podcast network, you can check out the video version where you can see Liam blanking out his screen with a picture of something while he eats. He will be in here eventually to yell no surrender, no doubt.
I am here. I'm physically here. You just can't see me.
Cool. Right, what we're talking about an idle chat. We purposely waited until the announcement of the England World Cup squad so that we could react to it. But before we do that, let us start with a little bit of the background because we've been. What's that for?
What was that?
Mitchell's worked out how to use this.
I've worked out to use stuff.
He's worked out how to use his soundboard now. Why did you put it then?
So hang on. You worked out how to use the soundboard. You kept it quiet. You then decided to use that specific sound for that moment.
What specific sound?
Crickets.
No.
That made no sense. It made no sense.
Should have waited until Liam told a bad joke, then done that.
That just sounds like someone's cheeks getting clapped.
Sounds dirty.
And who's blurred out at the moment?
Right, can we start?
Yeah.
Cool. I want to start because we've been talking about like the England squad of the World Cup for a good couple of months now. We started with we made our own 23-man squad, I think back in May, June or something like that. So I remember writing it down and putting it into our group chat. So now we're going to, I think Mitchell's got it up.
I do.
So
and the picture.
So yeah, it was only a 23-man squad because we thought it was going to be 23, not 26. So quickly, let's just see how stupid we were. Start with the goalkeepers.
2 goalkeepers, Ramsdale, Pickford and Foster.
3 goalkeepers. No, 2 goalkeepers, one's retired now because it's all about Ben Foster. He's retired. So we said Ramsdale, Pickford and Foster. Right, okay, that was that
2 goalkeepers and a retired person.
I mean, to be fair, with Foster was a shot in the dark.
I think Foster was just a kind of like we wanted an experienced head in there as like the third choice. I think that's our reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
Too experienced. Okay, defenders.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, Luke Shaw, Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Ben White, Kyle Walker, Dyer and Stones. Pretty sure.
Not bad. Apart from Chilwell being injured, kind of thing, we pretty much smashed that one.
Yeah.
And James
being injured. James and Chilwell being injured is but everyone else, that's pretty good. Dyer was like a massive shot in the dark back in May, June kind of thing. So, not bad.
It just goes to show how bad Chelsea are.
Did we say Dyer? Yeah. Did we say Cody?
Yeah.
I'm sure we did say Cody, didn't we? Yeah, I thought so.
Cody. Yeah.
What I
I'm
said,
glad he got called up. Yeah.
So,
You were doing it so fast. You were doing it so fast I couldn't keep up.
let's give ourselves a little Barry Horowitz pat on the back that we did well on that one. Right, midfielders.
Rice, Henderson, Bellingham, Mount, Smith Rowe.
Oh fucking hell! Only 5 midfielders.
2 off.
23.
We were 2 off.
Well, Smith Rowe has not
Injured.
really been. Yeah, and he's not really weren't really playing for Arsenal or anything like that. He didn't really have a chance to kind of get in.
He got injured quite early on.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's fully recovered properly.
Well, we got Rice, Bellingham, Henderson. Who was the 4th one?
Mount.
Yeah. So yeah, we did that. Cool. And lastly, the forwards.
Kane, Abraham, Saka, Foden, Sterling, and Grealish.
So we said Abraham.
Which is we'll get into that.
Yeah. But we had Kane obviously, and Sterling, Saka, Foden, and Grealish. Yeah. So they're all in there. So we went. I guess that kind of shows how predictable this Southgate England team was going to be. That we called a lot of it back in May, June. So yeah. Anyway,
we should have stuck with our guns with Harry Maguire because there was no way he wasn't getting picked.
Yeah.
Even though he's not played a game for Man United, has he?
He's been on the bench a lot. Anyway, we also, back in May, recorded an episode of Idle Chat, which was only audio because we didn't do video back then, or we weren't on YouTube, where we discussed the England squad that was just announced for the home nations games against Germany and Italy, and we reacted to that and said what we thought was going to be the World Cup team. Are you on video now?
I am. That's why my hands are in the air.
All right. You want to give you the 3 lines, a little kiss. No. So, like I said, no surrender. So, here's the main. So, I listened back to that episode. Is my point, and I'm going to just pick out the interesting bits. For the keepers, again, we picked. We said about. We were saying about the keepers. They were picked for that Nations League games, and it was Pickford, Ramsdale, and Pope. And we said back then that they were all like relegation form kind of keepers back then. Like Nick Pope had got relegated with Burnley. Ramsdale had got relegated with Sheffield United, I believe.
He got twice.
But he just signed for Arsenal. So
yeah,
Mitchell was talking him up, and but we said the only person that could really kind of affect them would be Dean Henderson, who no one has been talking about.
He had an okay-ish start.
He had a great start, and then it just flopped off. They're now bottom.
So they should be. Fucking shitbags.
So, do you remember who we said we think should be number 1?
I'm pretty sure we said Pope, didn't we?
I think we went with Pickford because.
Oh, we went Ramsdale.
Did we?
We said Ramsdale number 1 because he had just signed with Arsenal, mainly because we knew he was going to get some games in, and also for that kind of like vocal leader kind of thing.
That was because Everton were playing really shit last season, weren't it?
Pickford was having a mare. Pickford was having an absolute mare.
Pickford had conceded 60 goals throughout the whole last season. I mean, he's doing a lot better at Everton now. Everton are playing somewhat better than they were.
I would stand by Ramsdale being number 1.
I think Ramsdale should be number 1 as well.
Yeah, you would do. You're biased.
No, because Pickford is unreliable now. Yes, he's proven in tournaments.
Pickford's always been unreliable, to be honest.
Yes, he's proven in tournaments with Euros. We did well with him in goal, but ever since then he did drop in form.
I mean, it's a kind of recurring thing for a lot of this kind of video. The club form on some players is good, but then you have to, some players is really bad. But you have to take into account that for England, a lot of them are going to be playing differently. It's a different squad.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Speaking of Harry Maguire, there's a quote from Liam here. Harry Maguire will go to the World Cup to clean the boots. I don't think that's what's going to happen, though.
I don't think it's going to happen. I reckon he's going to start every game.
Here's an interesting thing. Of the squad that Southgate picked back in May, there were no left backs other than James Justin because he didn't pick Luke Shaw and Ben Chilwell was injured. Now he has picked Luke Shaw and he's practically the only left back.
Well, Trippier can play left back.
Yeah.
I think Ben White can play left back as well. I think Ben White can play across the back.
In that episode, we also said Trent starting would be 100%.
Trent has been doo-doo.
To be honest, no. I can't even say to be honest.
Chilwell was injured back then. We said the back three be Ben White, Maguire, and either Stones or Walker as the other centre back. Walker now is injured, might be playing right back.
But he's going.
Yeah, he's going. But I'm just saying that if he does start, he's likely to start.
He's not going to be 100% fit.
He ain't going to. And I don't think he's going to be centre back. Phillips was injured all season. Back when
and he's still been injured. Yeah, how's he getting on the plane?
We said Rice will start 100%. And when I posed the question who would start alongside him, both of you guys said either Phillips or Mount. You mentioned Conor Gallagher, Liam, and I was the one that brought up Jude Bellingham would be there, and they've kind of since then have gone on to be the main two in that thing. I think the main thing that everyone
Bellingham's been solid, mate.
I think the one thing that everyone can agree with is the England squad is that the central midfield pairing of Rice and Bellingham will be the one that starts the whole tournament.
Yeah.
You've got Henderson there for the leadership. Gallagher there for the youth. Mount, I don't rate Mount. I think Mount's shit, but
yeah, he's not been having a particularly good start with Chelsea either.
Well, we can discuss.
Countries form's different, but he doesn't play well for England anyway.
No Jarrod Bowen.
Let me get there. I'm running this thing. Right, I'm fucking this dog. You guys are just holding the head. So we mentioned that Tammy Abraham, who had been picked for the Nations League games, was completely overlooked by Chelsea and had gone on to Roma to bang goals and stuff. Now he has been overlooked by England. And also
bullshit.
Back in that Nations League squad, there was no Sancho or Rashford, and Bowen and Abraham were picked in that squad. So now they're kind of now Rashford's gone back in somehow. Yeah.
Bowen, I'm okay with. I'm okay with that.
And the front three that we thought would start would be Kane, Sterling, and Saka. I don't think we picked any wing backs or anything like that in this, so somehow we did not make a 11. When we picked back then, there wasn't a full squad. We only did a back three. We didn't do the wing backs. We did the centre midfield, and then we did the front three. So we fucked up. A lot
of them players can play along that whole side.
Yeah.
And also Foden too, I thought would go in there rather than Saka. So maybe we'll just add Foden in and just say make it a 4-2-3-1, I guess.
I'd rather Foden than Grealish.
Grealish is more of a sub player.
Grealish is an impact player.
He's the one you bring on your free kick. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the first 15 minutes of the podcast is now to discuss everything we talked about before. Now, let's go on to the actual England 26-man squad.
Now let's rip the piss out of this piss poor selection that old fucking waistcoat wanker has decided he's going to take on a plane to Blood Money country.
Cool. I've got that list as well.
You got the list. Yeah, I've got the main squad.
Yeah. From old Sky Sports News.
Cool. Okay, so again, we'll do it the same way we've always been doing it, but doing it by positions, just because it's easier than reading out a 26 name list.
Keepers. So
keepers, as we already discussed, are pretty much the same. Pope.
We were right,
Pickford.
basically. We were right.
Yeah. Pope, Pickford, and Ramsdale. Henderson got nowhere near, and there's no real other English goalkeepers that could go in there, really.
No
one really stands out.
I can't think of any other English goalkeepers now.
Fraser
Forster's playing on the on the Spurs bench.
And Henderson, that's it. And Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson. Yeah. Henderson, and that's about it, really.
in the top 5.
I mean, the one thing you can say is that Pope going to Newcastle has definitely helped him out.
Yeah.
That was definitely a great switch. Ramsdale going to Arsenal, fantastic switch. Arsenal keeps on great this season.
Arguably, Ramsdale's the best English keeper at the moment.
Arguably, the one that's going to start at number 1, Pickford, is probably the one that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I would go, for me, it would be Ramsdale, then Pope, because we've been calling for Pope for years. But Ramsdale, then Pope, then Pickford. Because out of them 3 teams, Everton are doing the worst.
True. But then again, maybe that means he faces more shots.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, Pickford's got the experience.
He has got the experience. He is tournament proven. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's got the experience.
And it's again that conversation: club form, country form. They're different.
I mean, if Southgate likes you or not.
If he was Southgate's friend. If he was to go into the tournament and pull a Rob Green, like in the 2010 World Cup, then maybe it might be worth putting Pope in or Ramsdale or give one of them a try. But other than that, pretty much Pickford's probably going to be number 1.
Yeah,
Ramsdale in that entire 2016 is the biggest shithouse in that whole team. He is the biggest shithouse.
It's good that Ramsdale's going just for the banner. Cool. Defenders.
There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. Few important players injured, i.e. Reece James, Chilwell.
Mm-hmm. Those were the two main big ones.
Important positions as well. Natural left backs and right backs. Get forward, can score goals.
And Reece James has arguably been the best in that position this season so far.
There's always been that argument: who's better, Trent or James? Up until now, Trent won that hands down. It was unbelievable. But Trent cannot defend for toffee.
He's still winning it, Trent, is because...
Well, he's not injured.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean,
but then would you put Ben White in front of Trent now? Because he's proven he can play on the right side quite well for Arsenal.
I mean...
And he can actually defend.
I feel like it depends with what system that Southgate goes with. If he's playing a back 3, then he would be better off going for Trent on the as a wing back,
right side,
just for the distribution and the pace and everything like that. If he's going for, if he wants to be, if he wants to be more defensive, then Ben White should go right back. If we're assuming that Kieran Trippier is going to go left back over Shaw, then on the right back it's probably either going to be White.
If that's the case, if he's going to play 5 at the back, where does Saka and Foden and all that fit into it? Because they're going to have to play wide.
Well, then you could do
crossovers, won't they?
They're going to do 4. I think he's going to go 4-2-3-1.
I think it could be that, or he could go 3-4-3, because then you get the wing backs and you get the wingers as well.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes 4-2-3-1, you can play.
Very narrow.
Really want. No, because you've got your 2 holding midfielders, then you've got your 2 wingers, your attacking midfielder, and then you've got your striker.
You're saying 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. Cool. Yeah, no, that I could see that.
Because essentially that's 4-3-3 when you're attacking.
Yeah. If he's playing 5 at the back, it might be worth putting Ben White as one of the other centre backs on the right hand side next to Trent, just so that he can fill in.
When they push, the centre backs can split apart. Maybe. Yeah. I like the fact that Cody's gone. I'm liking that Cody's gone.
Cody's a decent guy for the backup centre back position, definitely. Dyer's going as well, which
begrudgingly I will admit that's a good idea.
It's a good idea, especially if he's playing 3 at the back, because that's what Dyer's been playing all season and the season beforehand. Yeah, he's made a very bad mistake recently, but his mistakes have been a lot fewer than what I would expect Dyer as centre back to make. It's the best I can.
He's not been as bad as Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maguire's going. I mean,
but Maguire can get the goal when you need it as well. It's weird how a defender can be
that
impactful.
But can he though?
He can
Just
he
stick
can
a
get
ball
there
on
for
his
set
head.
pieces. He can get there for set pieces, man. You got to give him that. And Stones, like they'll be there.
Has he actually played for Man City this season yet?
He's like Maguire. He's been on the bench.
But Maguire's not on the bench because there's 2 centre backs in front of him that are amazing. He's on the bench because he's shit.
Yeah.
To be honest, let's be honest.
The main things that people are up in arms about is that Fikayo Tomori has not made the team.
It's ridiculous. He hasn't, and he's been in the form.
Didn't Southgate give him a try though in the warm-ups, basically? Well, the Nations Leagues.
Yeah, he was in
the Nation League that we got. Well, the Nation League that we got spanked in.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he didn't get. Maybe that's why he didn't get picked.
Or the fact that Southgate's goose is cooked.
No, I wouldn't say that.
If we go on to win the tournament now, we're going to look back at this and laugh at you, Liam.
I don't care. I hate to break it to you, but it ain't coming on. I'm telling you now, it's not. It's not.
It's not coming home for
all
Christmas.
All based on the squad announcement. He hasn't even seen the gate ball being kicked yet.
Don't even need to.
Right. But yeah, like, you know, when Maguire plays well, he's a rock. He's solid. You've seen him have good games before for England and even for Man United as well.
It's great when he pushes forward as well.
Yeah. The only worry is that
which would suit probably the 3-5 at the back.
Yeah, but his job is to defend.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if he's good going forward, but his job is to defend.
But people don't expect someone as big with a big head like him to run forward.
We've been ripping Trent for being able to go forward and not defend, and his job is to defend. Maguire's not a centre mid; he's a centre half. His job is to put that big head of his and get it in the way of the ball, not be trying to bomb and score from 30 yards.
I wouldn't expect him to do that.
All I have to say is that a defensive three of Dyer, Maguire, and Stones is a bit of a worry.
That makes me very nervous.
On one hand, that could work out and they could gel together and they could actually be a solid unit because I've seen them all have great games. But on the other hand, I've seen them all make terrible mistakes. So
could you imagine imagine if they play and they all make a mistake in that game?
I can't see that being the first 3 picks.
No?
Are you sure?
I can see Maguire being one of the ones he picks.
Maguire's going to be the first name on the team sheet, which is bullshit.
It's going to be Maguire and Harry Kane. They're the first 2 on the team. And then he'll try and build a team around them.
Declan Rice will be one of the first names.
All right. Okay, let's go midfielders.
Deckers. Deckers.
No. The ones. Oof. Yeah. So as we said, we're pretty certain that Rice and Bellingham are going to be the 2 midfielders in that holding position, regardless of whatever.
That's going to be a cracking dynamic.
Do you reckon he will actually pick Bellingham?
No. Do you know what? I don't think he will. Chaos! Yeah!
Regardless of what formation that England play, them 2 will always be in the middle, whether it's 3-4-3, 3-5-2, or 4-2-3-1.
That's what you'd hope. But I reckon because he's mad, he'll pick Phillips.
Yep.
Alongside Rice.
Yeah, he'll pick the one that's been injured most of the season, signed a bullshit deal. Bro, he played for Leeds. You know what I'm saying?
So we just Southgate hating now in this, yeah?
No, it's not that I'm hating. I reckon that's what he'll do.
I reckon he'll start. I reckon he'll start with Rice and Henderson.
I can't see him starting Henderson.
What?
I don't think Southgate likes Henderson that much.
You didn't make him captain.
Yeah.
Who is captain? Kane.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely can't. We definitely can't bring it home. Kind of that.
I mean, that's something that's good in the England team. There's a lot of people that are leaders in that team. You've got Kane, Henderson,
Rice.
Have you seen, for the first time in 24 years, we've got 3 Newcastle players in the team?
Yeah, let's go. When we eventually get to the whole team. So, Conor Gallagher has been picked.
That's a good. He had a great season at Palace.
He did have a great season at Palace. He's started to get in Chelsea as well. He's an interesting player. He's dynamic and like kind of reminds you of like that kind of Mount Foden kind of role. So
Has he pushed Mount out of his spot in Chelsea?
No.
No. I think they played together, kind of thing.
I can't stand Chelsea, so I wouldn't know.
I'm pretty sure when Arsenal played Chelsea last, I'm pretty sure they both played, or Gallagher come on for Mount later on in the game.
Mount's quite versatile because he can play in the middle, but he can also play out on the wing as well. So he gives you that option.
Yeah.
Who's the other midfielder? There was Gallagher, Henderson.
That's it.
Was it just the four?
That's it.
No,
Rice,
there's 5.
Bellingham, Phillips, Henderson, Gallagher, Mount.
Right. That was the 6. Yeah, I mean Calvin Phillips. I mean,
I don't rate him. I don't rate him. I don't think he had that great of a Euros. I feel like Rice carried him, and that's not me being biased because it's Rice. I feel like he carried him. He carried a lot of the weight.
All right.
I
don't think Phillips is going to start anyway. I think he's going to start with Rice and Bellingham. And if like we need to shore up and put a 3-man midfield in, then Phillips can come in.
Then you put Henderson.
I think Henderson exactly, but then I think Henderson is better off in that role anyway. Yeah. And then you got Gallagher and Mount and people to come on to go into more attacking roles if you want to switch up.
If you were to pick between the two, Gallagher and Mount as an attacking midfielder, which one would you put?
Begrudgingly Mount.
Yeah.
You put Mount.
You've got to remember the link up you'll have between Rice and Mount. They're best friends. They've got that. You tend to find that them two have got like a weird, like telepathic thing.
Do you reckon that's why Bowen wasn't picked? Because that would destroy that dynamic.
Well, no, because Bowen and Rice play for the same team week in, week out.
I know, but when he joined the team, when he got called up for England, there was a bit of rift.
You're thinking about those TikToks that people have made about the England team, aren't you?
No,
I know you are.
I don't watch TikTok.
Yeah, well, I don't, and I see them on Facebook and stuff. No, there's not a weird love triangle between Jarrod Bowen, Declan Rice, and Mason Mount. Okay.
They're both competing for Declan Rice's love, are they?
You're in denial, William.
Apparently so. Why would I be in denial? It doesn't affect me.
Okay. Who would you rather have at West Ham, Mason Mount or Bowen?
Bowen.
Well, Bowen has not made the forwards.
No, he has not, and I'm not going to lie to you, I'm okay with it. I want as little West Ham players involved in the World Cup as possible.
A bit of a mix for the forwards, though.
I have a problem with a few of them.
Yeah, well, there's obviously the mixture of there's only 2 out-and-out strikers that I can see, and they are Kane and Wilson.
Which I'm happy about the latter. I'm happy Wilson's got a call up. He's been playing better, been staying fit.
Yeah, Wilson has definitely been on good form for Newcastle. It helps that he's got a decent Newcastle team behind him, which is
I'd have taken Wilson at West Ham all day. Yeah, I'd have taken
West Ham. I mean, he's had bad luck with injuries and stuff like that, but it's good to see him get a run of games and he's made the team, which is good. But as I said,
he's deserved.
How many forwards are there in this team? There's 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I begrudgingly accept. No, not even. I refuse to accept that Maddison's a forward.
Yeah, he's not a
forward. He's a midfield.
Yeah, I mean that's a good pick. So everyone was all talking about how James Maddison should make the team based on his form for Leicester.
He's played well.
The problem is that the position that he plays, central attacking midfielder, doesn't really lend itself to any other formation other than 4-2-3-1, the one that you were talking about at the start.
4-1-2-1-2 or something like that.
Yeah, that's not what's going to happen.
If we're playing 3 at the back, out of all them players, you're going to play Kane down the middle, and you're going to have Foden, Saka, Sterling, or Grealish either side.
He'll start with Sterling and he'll start with Saka, I reckon, on either side of Kane.
See, I would bring on Saka and Sterling later on because them two are rapid. But Sterling, honestly, since he gone to Chelsea, has done fuck all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, he's like another one of those leaders that's the most experienced, one of the most experienced players in the team. There's, you know,
Yeah, he does play. He does play well. Does play well for England, I suppose.
I'd say that Sterling should start. Foden should be in there as well.
I'm just thinking of blinding pace. That's all I'm thinking of.
I'd play Saka as well as on the other side. That'd be my free to play behind Kane if he's going for that.
Grealish is the one you bring on to
as a sub. Yeah.
Basically wind up the other team, slow the game down.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if we're all agreed that these players should make it, there's only one glaring exception that we haven't mentioned, who is in the squad, and that's Marcus Rashford. Yeah.
I don't think he should be in that squad.
Do you think he picked him for redemption from the Euros?
No, I think he'd got Sancho. Go on.
He'd got Sancho in there as well, if that was the case, Mitchell.
No, I reckon he played for Man United.
Yes, he's been scoring. He's been scoring.
He's scored a few. Rashford scored a few as well. But the fact is that he's only picked two out and out proper strikers in Wilson and Kane. He could have put a third one in there and brought Abraham. I know Rashford could also play in the middle as well, but he's not
an out and out striker. He's not an out and out striker.
I mean, he does play there for Man United, but then
Ronaldo plays there for Man United.
Has he? When Ronaldo's been playing, Ronaldo hasn't been playing.
But there's another one that they could have put in there who's an out and out striker who's been playing well.
Yeah, it's Tammy Abraham.
No, the other one.
Ivan Toney. He is getting investigated at the moment, and that's the issue.
I honestly think he's picked Rashford as a political move.
I reckon Rashford only got in because Ivan Toney's getting investigated on the betting scandals.
No, I think Rashford's been picked because he's got experience. He's gone to major tournaments before with England, and
because he bought some meals for kids.
And he's integrated into the squad already.
I don't rate Rashford.
Tammy Abraham probably should have gone just based on the form and the Serie A. I mean,
he had the cheek. He had the cheek. Did you see what he said about Tammy Abraham?
Yeah, he said that because he had played well in the last 10 games or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, there's 10 days to the World Cup, not a couple of weeks for him to get his form back. So you're saying he can't go on form, yet you have chosen two defenders who are on their bench. One arguably because he's got to get in front of, who is it? Laporte and
Cancelo?
Ruben Dias.
Cancelo. Ruben Dias. Arguably two of the best defenders in the world. Fair enough. That other big-headed cunt is shit. That's why he's on the bench.
He's also picked Calvin Phillips, who's just come back from injury.
Thank you. There you go. So he's barely played. And I'm not being funny. He ain't going to get in a team where there's De Bruyne and Rodri and Gundogan.
Yeah. And Marcus Rashford has scored 7 goals in 19 games in all competitions. It's okay, but
not exactly prolific, is it?
It's not the form that Tammy Abraham was kind of showing. And, all it proves to me is that it seems that Gareth Southgate doesn't have BT Sport because he can't watch the Serie A.
He's just all about his friends. It's all it is about his friends.
If you can't see him, if I was him, I'd travel over to Italy to go watch one player play. So it seems like a pretty cushy deal, actually. Get a paycheck, just say to the FA, you got to fly me over. You got to fly me over to Naples. I'm afraid, man. I got to go see Tammy Abraham and Chris Smalling play away.
Chris Smalling, that's another one.
He's actually been having a good season, though.
I would have taken Chris Smalling over. I would have taken Smalling over fucking who leave it on?
Maguire.
Oh yeah. I would have left Maguire at home. I'd have left him in a bin. I'd have left him in a bin somewhere in Manchester.
So yeah, this squad's come out and everyone has collectively already put their 2 pence in and collectively lost their minds over it.
But the one thing that you've got to remember, there's one more game left in the Prem before the World Cup starts.
Oh, and
yeah, if all of them players stay fit.
Usually, in the past, I remember them announcing the World Cup squad, and they also announced the players that would be in reserve in case someone gets injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did used to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that now. Maybe it's because there's not much of a kind of training camp and stuff before the World Cup. That's another thing. Normally before the World Cup, everyone gets a large preparation time before to go. Like literally, the Prem ends, and then like next week is the World Cup. They ain't got.
So that's basically like you finish. It's on a plane, mate. You're off skis.
Yeah, off skis, and then you got to start working on your tactics and playing together, training together, and shit like that. It's going to be rough. Like it's the same for everyone though. But some teams, I'm sure, probably get a bit of an early start. I'm sure Iran's like Premier League probably could have ended at any point, and they could start. Well,
the teams that have a winter break, I feel like it might be a bit iffy for them because they're normally their bodies are like Germany. Germany have a Christmas break, don't they?
Yeah,
Spain do as well, don't they?
Spain, yeah.
So they might not. I don't know when the break starts, but they might be a little bit iffy because their bodies themselves are used to not playing. I could be wrong because I've seen Germany's team and Germany's keepers, mate. That's three number ones right there.
But I mean, I was saying about people overreacting. People have been acting like Liam, where he's basically just saying Southgate out and that it's not coming home and everything like this.
My main thing is it's not coming home.
Look, if we were to make like the last 16 and like win that game, and everyone starts jumping on the bandwagon, I remember that point. Look, it doesn't matter about the teams being chosen. France had one of the best teams in the fucking world in the world in 2010, and they didn't win a single group game because they were all infighting and imploding the whole time.
Why? Because they're French.
But that could happen with any team. Like Germany had a shocking Euros last time, and World Cup. They had a terrible World Cup. Look at all the players they had. They had superstars all over the pitch.
They got beat by Japan, didn't they?
South Korea.
But in the World Cup, yeah.
Can you do the cricket sound, please? That was the point, to do the cricket sound.
I've got rid of the app now.
But yeah, no, look. I understand people. I agree with a lot of people about some of the people that should have gone, and maybe some of the people could have been left behind. But at the end of the day, Southgate's chosen his team. Southgate has been very good in major tournaments. He has done better than other managers that are a lot more experienced than him. Fabio Capello, Sven-Goran Eriksson, list goes on. Bobby Robson made the semi-final. All right, but still,
Roy Hodgson.
He's done. Yeah, Roy Hodgson. Yeah, Sam Allardyce.
Roy.
Roy Hodgson.
Oh, Sam Allardyce unbeaten, isn't he? 1-0.
He is.
1-0, yeah.
And he lasted longer than Liz Truss, didn't he?
Yeah. But we had a shocking Nations League and we got relegated. Who cares? They're glorified friendlies.
Banter.
They are glorified.
They're glorified friendlies. Go on.
Quick question. Do you reckon it will actually even matter whoever wins this? Because it's going to be marred by it being held in Qatar anyway.
We can talk about this in a future episode. That's
that whole thing. Well, we do have a little something coming. We do have a little something coming for the World Cup.
Let's stick to the England team for now. But as I said, don't think that just because who you think should have gone means that we're just not going to win. All right, it's going to be a tough group, but it's a strong England team.
Look at the Euros when people are calling for John Joe Shelby to be included.
Listen, at that time when John Joe Shelby was playing, he was playing well, so it warranted a call-up.
But then we made it into the final still.
Didn't win, though.
No, but that was because they cheated.
It's close.
No, it's because Chiellini played football properly. He did what was necessary for his country to win the Euros, and it worked. And don't get me wrong, at the time, I wished death upon him.
He does it a lot.
But then we won the Euros.
Defenders in the world.
What country won the Euros? What country won the Euros, Liam?
Not us.
No, who was it?
It was Italy.
Yes, and what World Cup group are Italy in?
They ain't.
Yeah, they ain't. They didn't qualify. So who cares that they won it?
So technically, we are the second best team in Europe because we came second in the Euros. Italy didn't qualify. So that means that in this World Cup, we are the best team in Europe. By proxy.
By proxy, yeah. We'll do something that we said we were going to do in the last episode, but we didn't. So we'll do it now. The first 11 for the Iran game. Now, I'll preface that is the first game's against Iran. Iran are a very defensive team. They're probably not going to trouble us too much going forward. We're going to have a lot of possession of the ball.
We're going to have to
make sure we pick 11 this time as well.
And make sure we pick 11 this time as well.
I wanted to pick 10.
So, are we agreed on the formation 4-2-3-1 for this first game?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So, in nets.
Pickford.
Right. So we're all reluctantly going for Pickford. So this is the first level we think is the Southgate's going to pick, or the one
not
that
what we want. It's not what we want. It's what we think.
All right. We'll do what we think Southgate's going to pick first, and then we'll do what we want afterwards. All right.
Pickford.
Pickford in nets. Defense. The four at the back.
Arnold, Maguire, probably Walker and Trippier.
I think if Walker's fit, then I don't think he'll be fit. Basically, is what I don't think he'll risk him for that first game. I think it'll be Trent, Maguire.
I mean, it would be a good game for him to start.
I'd rather start him at right back as well.
I'd rather start him in a game that don't matter. So if we qualify,
I'd say Trippier on the left, definitely. I think his form has just been great for Newcastle. And then Maguire and Stones, and then Trent on the right.
See, I think it'll be Shaw, Stones, Maguire, Trippier. Him and Trent ain't getting on at the moment. And if you ain't his friend, you're not playing.
Cool.
Friends only.
The two centre mids, Rice and Bellingham. Cool.
No arguments.
The three in front of them.
This is where it gets dicey because there's so much to choose from. I'm going to say Sterling, one side, Saka, the other, and Maddison in the middle.
Oh, you think he's going to start Maddison?
I'm going to say Sterling, Saka, and Mount.
Interesting. I'm going for a different one. I'm going Saka left, Saka one side, Sterling the other side, and then in the middle, Foden.
So we're all agreed on Sterling and Saka starting.
Oh, it's always going to be them ones. They're always going to start.
And I
think we're all agreed that up front it's going to be
Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
No, it'd be Harry Kane. It'd be Harry Kane.
Right. So, what do we want? What do we want?
Ramsdale
in goal. Ramsdale in goal.
What formation are we going with?
Same one. Just do same. Just do the same. Do the same. It's easy.
I'd want us to play like Tottenham play at the moment, which is a 3-4-3.
Well, I don't want us to do anything to do with Tottenham.
I want to start winning the games in the first half.
Can we play how Arsenal play?
Hear me out. We play Tottenham's formation, the 3-4-3, the Conte formation, which is hard, which usually is a decent one. Right? You go Dyer in the middle because that's where he plays for Tottenham all the time. You put Ben White.
I thought I was going to just name the whole Tottenham team.
No.
Romero
here, Hatchberg in the middle, Bentancur is set up right now. Seriously. Right, Dyer in the middle of them. Ben White, right centre back, so that when the right wing back goes forward, he can cover it right back. And then the other centre back on the other side, I'd prefer Cody to go left centre back. And then left wing back / like midfielder.
That'd be
Saka. That'd be Saka.
Saka. I'd make Saka. I'd put no. This is left. This is the left like wing. This is the 3-4-3. So even though it's like the wing back position, I put Saka that
right.
Yeah, he's left footed, isn't he?
No.
Yeah, so I'd have him in.
He can play left or right.
I'd put him on the left, so I have him cut inside. But anyway, I have him on the left, and then obviously Rice and Bellingham in the middle. On the right hand wing back position is Trent, and then you've got the wingers.
I'd have Trippier.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I feel Trippier there.
Them free kicks. Oof.
Yeah. Then you have Foden on one side, Sterling on the other, and Kane in the middle.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'd be fine with that. That entire selection, I'd be okay with.
Because then when Saka goes forward, you can shift it over into the four at the back, which will have Trippier there.
Don't forget, you'll have Saka and Foden bombing down the same wing. That's scary.
Yeah. And then also on the right-hand side, as I say, when Trippier goes forward.
Imagine Trippier just pinging the ball over the top for Sterling to chase. But the thing is, can Sterling square it to Harry Kane?
Well, Kane can't square it to Sterling. We know this.
I know, as I'm saying.
Well, Sterling can square it to Kane.
Can he?
He should.
Sure?
He should though. Is
he going to hold a grudge?
I don't hold anything against Kane for not squaring that ball. At the end of the day, he's Harry Kane.
Everything.
He will take the shot. He will have the shot. Nah, I back Harry Kane 100% to have that shot. If he squares it and Sterling misses it, then I'm yelling at Kane, why the hell didn't he take that shot?
Well, he looks like he eats crayons, so...
Well, I can't argue with that.
You can't argue with that.
I can't argue with that.
I mean, it's a good job the World Cup's not in February. Otherwise, Kane wouldn't be there.
Yeah, he wouldn't be injured.
It'd be over in America watching the Super Bowl.
Same as it's a good thing that isn't near Neymar's sister's birthday, because Neymar gets sent off or something, or be injured.
Neymar just asked not to go.
Yeah, and then late in the game, you bring on Grealish, you bring on Gallagher, you bring on Mount. You bring on
Grealish, but you keep Trippier on, because if Grealish is winning them free kicks, you need someone to be banging them in.
Are they doing 5 subs?
I don't know, actually.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Because I think the reason they've got 26 is because of the concussion rule.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the World Cup is coming soon. There'll be a lot more World Cup content coming up. We're looking forward to it, even though it is in Qatar. But
yeah,
at least it's on that.
Football.
We get middle of the day football.
And
it's going to be like Saturday.
But we still get a game. We still get a game in the evening though, which is a good thing.
So many bets. So many bets.
There's going to be bet bads. Look out for our tips at Wait What Pod Trio. There you go.
What's that? Qatar to win 3-0. And watch 25-1. There'd be more than 25-1.
In fairness, bet on Qatar to win a few games. You never know.
What's the odds are on America to beat England? And that's definitely worth looking at.
A good one would be Iran versus America. Iran, as America's.
Iran so far away.
Iran.
It's Iran, not Iran.
I know.
Not American.
Iran. Night and day. Well, let's get off this before we start talking more about the World Cup and spoiling all our content in the future.
Yes, wasting episodes here.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, guys. You can find all previous Idle Chats as well as all other podcasts on all podcasting platforms. You can find them on Twitter at Wait What Pod Trio. Thank you and peace. Gun fingers.
It's coming out, though.
It's a long version. It's not.